So, all right, so here we go. So this is just hopefully a really nice kind of balanced overall sequence. It's just a great way to start your day, to start your weekend. All right, come into child's pose. And approach this fairly methodically. So make sure that the knees are exactly the distance apart. That really allows you to get a nice amount of length through the spine. Please keep your arms straight and look forward for just a moment and watch your fingertips creep a little further forward until you feel a nice stretch and opening through the shoulder blades. And then begin to let the weight drop down. Maybe the forehead comes to the floor. Breathe up underneath the shoulder blades where you just felt the most stretch and see the sameness between the stretch of the palms and the broadening of the shoulder blades. And as you breathe, let the lungs fill completely to cause a shape shifting through the torso. You're going to take one more breath. Full breath out. And then on an inhale, start to squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. So we use a little bit of action through the legs to lift back up. So from all fours, just peel the shins off the floor, step the right foot, then the left foot forward, and we're coming down into a squat. Take your feet as wide apart as you look. I hope you're laughing too, if you saw me on a song. So take your feet as wide apart as you need to take them. And breathe in fully. Let your hips drop. So for some people, dropping the hips and staying in this position is actually quite comfortable. And I hate to ever use the word easy, but quite easy. So if that's the case for you, press down into the feet, lift up just a little bit, stay a little more active. Good. And then hands down, lift your hips, walk your feet a little closer. Keep your knees bent and find ragdoll. Breathe across the upper back. Breathe down into the calves, the Achilles, with the hamstrings. Get some of the TLC, especially with the knees bent. A nice slow way to open the knees bent. Bring your hands back to the floor. Walk your feet a little wider. Don't fall. You can come into your squat, Malasana. Inhale for a tall spine. Good. Come back to your ragdoll. Walk your feet just a bit wider, not much. Knees stay super bent. Drape the rib cage over the thighs. Let the head and neck relax. Again, hands down. It's like a half lift. Walk your feet a little bit wider and come into your squat. Good. Full breath in and out. Okay, we reposition. So from here, from your squat, hands to the floor, step yourself back. Come into a bent knee down dog and then shift your hips right. Your feet just naturally go left. Drop your hips down towards your heels. Think child's pose. Low body. Good. Come back to neutral. Knees soft. Shift your hips left and then drop them as far down as you can. Good. Come back to down dog. From down dog, so the shoulder blades, I want you to feel the engagement as we move to plank. So take a full breath in. Exhale, come into plank. Good. Bring yourself back to down dog. And this time, I want you to inhale, come into plank. Keep the arms strong. Feel the shoulder blades on the back body. Good. And exhale to down dog. Good. Inhale, plank. And exhale to down dog. We'll do that again. Inhale, plank. And exhale to down dog. This time is that same momentum with the inhale, but step your right foot outside the right pinky and take it wide so we're in dragon pose. Keep the back leg lifted, and if it's possible for you, pop up onto your finger pads. Keeping that leg lifted energetically is a little more enlivening, right? So leg lifted, muscles hugging the bone in the back leg, hips are dropping. Last breath. Come back to the palms, bring yourself back to down dog. Same leg, right foot is forward, left knee is down. Hook your thumbs and stretch your arms up. The arms can be the enlivening portion here. The breath will extend the spine long. The arms continue that trajectory. Hands down, down dog. Good. Inhale, plank. We're coming right back to down dog. Good again. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Use the abdominals to bring you back to down dog. Last one, inhale. Exhale. So same momentum, but we step the left foot up, dragon pose. Pop up onto the finger pads if you like that. Back leg stays lifted, and it's not just lifted, but the leg bones lift. The muscle wraps and hugs around the leg, but then the hips and the weightiest part of the body drops down a little bit. So we have two opposing actions. The hips drop, but you use the muscular effort to keep the back leg lifted. Good. Palms back down. Lift your hips, find down dog. Take your left foot forward, drop your right knee, hook your thumbs, reach your arms up. Good, use the back foot. So for me, it's like I'm trying to find a nice balance of the toes and the ball of the back foot as a grounding mechanism. Good, last breath. Exhale, hands down. Down dog. Good, inhale, plank. Pause for a moment. And then lower all the way down. I want you to roll your shoulders over. When you do that, the chest will like naturally lift. And then take your feet a little wider. So mine are off the mat. Same thing with the hands. So hands wide, I like finger pads. I want the, for you, elbows in line with your shoulders. Good, inhale, lift up. And the arms, as you begin to lift the chest with a tall spine, the arms will work a little more towards straight. Exhale, come on down. At the time, you stretch forward and down. So inhale, lift. If you feel this too much in the low back, keep your elbows bent. I want you to feel the engagement through the glutes, right? So we're not over squeezing, but they're definitely active participants. Stretch forward and down. You just found your football. It's underneath the sofa. Good. Last one. Inhale. I told my son, I was like, I just saw the football. Like when you're laying on your floor, you see so many things you don't see when you're standing up. Good. Stretch forward and down. Come back into down dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, bring your feet up to your hands. Same thing that we just did in Cobra. Inhale at half lift. Now you can take your hands and slide them up your shins if you want. And exhale, fold. Inhale, strong legs, a half lift. Exhale, fold. If you need to bend your knees, do. Again, strong legs, inhale, a half lift. And exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Lift your left foot and slide your hand all the way under so the toes go all the way to the heel. Lift your right foot, slide your right hand under. So your hand disappears here. The only thing you can really see is your thumb. Bend your knees if you need to. Inhale and exhale, fold. Shift your weight a little more to the ball of the foot. Again, inhale, lift. I want you to press the ball of the foot into the root of the palm at the wrist. Stretch your arms straight and then fold again. Good. Last time, inhale. Half lift, shift your weight more towards the balls of the feet. Arms straight and strong, feel it up to the shoulder blades and release. All right, release the hands. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Activate the legs as you're standing. And then exhale, hands together in the heart. Good, full breath in, full breath out. Keep your knees just a little bit soft here. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold, keeping the knees soft. Inhale, a half lift. Exhale, plank. Full breath. Lower, you can come through chaturanga to up dog or floor to cobra. Strong legs. Down dog. Good. Right foot outside, right hand. This time, let that knee drop. Dragon. Don't let the knee drop it, let it hover. Don't bring it all the way to the floor. Good. Down dog. Right foot forward between the hands. This time, left knee does come to the floor. Anjaneyasana. I'm super wobbly today. Good. Hands down. Down dog. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing. And downward facing. Left foot outside, left hand. Dragon. Drop the leg. Let it be weighty, but don't let it touch the floor. Good. Down dog. Left foot forward between your hands. Now, drop the right knee. Anjaneyasana. Hands down. Back foot steps up to meet your front. Half lift. Fold. Rise. Exhale, prayer hands. Good, full breath in. And full breath out. Continuing, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, a half lift. Exhale, plank. Full breath. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Step or float both feet at the same time into a squat. Full breath in. Exhale, hands down. Step or hop gently back, downward facing dog. Good. Shift your hips right. Come back to center. Shift your hips left. And come back to center. Good. Stretch your legs towards straight. Inhale, heels lift, knees soft. Exhale, step or float your feet up in between the hands, side half lift. And fold. Strong legs, come up to stand. Exhale, hands into prayer. Good, full breath in. And full breath out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, a half lift. Exhale, step or float the legs back. Chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing. Good, step or float both feet up outside the hands. Squat, full breath in. Hands back to the floor, step or hop back to a bent knee, down dog. Shift your hips right. Knees nice and soft. Come back to center. Shift your hips left. Come back to center. Good. Straight leg, down dog. Heels lift. Knees soft, look forward, step or hop your feet forward. Find a half lift. Long spine, fold. Strong legs, come up. Exhale, prayer hands. Good, full breath in. Full breath out. One more, just like that. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, a half lift. Exhale, step or float it back. Chaturanga, up dog. Down dog. Step or hop up. Squat. Malasana. Inhale. Hands down. Exhale, step or float back. Down dog. Shift your hips right. Drop them down as much as you'd like. Come back to center, knees bent. Shift your hips left. Drop. Good. Traditional down dog. Heels lift, knees are soft. Look forward, step or pop your feet between your hands. Find a half lift. And fold. Come on up. And bring your hands together. Good. Full breath in. Full breath out. Okay, coming into chair, bend your knees. Take your arms back for just a moment. Open up the chest. Let your palms face each other. Thumbs are forward, pinkies are back. And then on an inhale, drop just a little lower. Sweep your arms up. Good. Exhale, fold. Inhale, a half lift. Your vinyasa. Upward facing or cobra, downward facing. Now those open hips are going to come in handy. Warrior one. It's going to feel familiar as we rise up. Good. Hopefully the body's ready for it. Strong, active back leg. See if you are ready to get a little more depth in the stretch by letting your hips slightly drop. Good. Last breath. Exhale, hands down. Come through the vinyasa. And if you prefer coming right to down dog, that's always a great option. Good. Warrior one. Right foot is forward. So I'm finding now that as I'm talking, I think I'm a little out of breath. So I'm hoping that that's your experience as well. But since you're not talking, you're at a little bit of an advantage. Simply breathing in and breathing out here. Maybe letting the hips slightly drop. It's going to bring a little bit more weight onto the front thigh. Good, last breath. Exhale, release. This time I want you to just neutralize your hips. Step your back foot up to meet your front. Inhale, a half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, reach your arms up, chair. And exhale to stand. Good. Take a sip of whatever you're sipping or take a full breath in and out. Maybe both. Okay. Tadasana, top of the mat. Knees bent, arms up, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, a half lift. Exhale, your vinyasa. Down dog. Warrior one, right side. From your warrior one, pause. Open up warrior two. Stretch your front leg straight, triangle. You can do left arm up or overhead. From here, warrior two. Reverse. Hands come back, they frame your front foot. Make your way through your vinyasa. From down dog, warrior one, left foot is forward. Open up, warrior two. Stretch your front leg straight, triangle pose. Turn arms straight up or overhead. Good, we bend. Reverse your warrior. Good, hands come and frame your front foot. Your choice, make your way to down dog. Then we'll pause in down dog and breathe. We haven't spent much time here in just its very traditional kind of anatomical position. So we'll do so. Breathing in and out. Good. Last breath. Good. Heels lift, knees soft, step or float feet to hands, find a half lift. Fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, chair. And exhale to stand. Good. Full breath in. Full breath out. Chair pose. And fold. Half lift. Bring it back. From down dog, warrior one, right foot. Rise up. Open up, warrior two. Front leg straight. I'm heel toeing my back foot in. I like a slightly shorter stance in triangle. Good. Come back up. Rearrange as necessary. Reverse your warrior. From here, side angle, forearm to thigh, or hand to floor. I like arm overhead. You decide if yours is neutral, fingers reaching more towards the ceiling. Last breath. Come back up, stretch your front leg straight, reverse your triangle. Good. Warrior two. Hands frame the front foot, hips are neutral. Make your way through the downward facing dog. Good. Left foot is forward. Rise up, warrior one. Open up, warrior two. I feel like things got serious all of a sudden. At least in my body they did. Good. Triangle pose. We bring it back, bring that little smile back, the lightheartedness, the breath. Good, warrior two. Reverse. Side angle, you choose. Forearm or hand to floor. Good. Come on back up. Stretch your front leg straight. Once again, reverse your triangle. Good, warrior two. Hands frame your front foot. Back foot pivots. Now please step the back foot up to meet your front. Inhale and half lift. And exhale, fold. Find chair, arms up, inhale. And exhale to stand. Okay. So starting, talking about getting serious, for me, triangle forward fold is like almost very spiritual. I don't know why. You might find this pose to be the same or another pose. Hits that button for you. Hands on hips. Soft knees, breathe. Please step your left leg back and neutralize your hips. So when you step the left leg back, sometimes like that left hip wants to come back. A lot of times we'll do this kind of that opening until you find a nice neutral position. So finding the neutral position, the back foot firmly on the floor, you choose if hands stay on hips, you clasp opposite wrist, or prayer pose behind the back. All right, we haven't done a lot to really open up through the shoulder joint. Make sure this is safe for you. Strong active legs, inhale. As you inhale, feel the lift of the chest. Keep the spine tall as you fold. Breathe in about halfway. And then exhale, continue lengthening the breastbone towards the ankle. And keep the gaze somewhere around the ankle to the midfoot. And then what that will do is kind of stretch your chin forward. So then I just want you to let the chin relax. So it's like the crown of the head is on the same trajectory as the right leg. Good, you've got to hold on equally with both legs. Continue keeping the right hip crease pulling back, the low belly lengthening. Good, and then come up. If you need to come up with a soft knee, do. Now, soften the right knee. Step forward, keep your hands as they are. That's a practical choice. From here, right leg steps back, and then just find that little bit of that swivel action with the hips until you really find the opening that you need. Then you find a neutral position. Straight, strong, active legs. A little squeezing of the glute will lengthen the tailbone. Good, hinge, come about halfway. And then begin to lengthen to your edge. The gaze forward reminds you that this is not a posture where we look back. We are looking forward. Good, but then you don't want to overdo it, so let the head be neutral here. Good, strong active back leg too. The back thigh sometimes we'll think it's off duty. Good, inhale, come on up, soften that knee just a bit. Good, step the back foot up, release the hands, and just roll the wrist a little bit here. Okay. From a neutral position, coming into tree pose, shift your weight to your right foot. You can do ball of foot to nice, like kind of curvature at the calf, or come all the way up. Just a little bit different here. You can do hands in prayer, or you can hook thumbs. Spread the fingers and the palms wide and stretch. Oh. Stretch your arms overhead. I'm sorry for the sound effects. Good. With your arms stretched overhead, press your arms back behind you to open up the chest. Good. Now release. So you had your thumbs hooked, release, and now your arms are more shoulder width. Take that left leg in and stretch the leg straight. Good. 3 breaths. Every time it drops on an inhale, lift it a little higher. Good. Last breath. And release. Good. Roll the shoulders open, just shake the legs out a little bit. And coming to the other side. So your left foot is like now your stronghold. Ball of right foot to the floor. That sweet curve of the calf, or bring it up. Hook thumbs. Try to hook the other way. It's just going to feel a little awkward. In fact, it might feel quite awkward. Good. Reach your arms up. With the thumbs hooked, stretch your arms straight. Pull them apart. If like they're not coming apart because the thumbs are hooked, but have that action as you press them back. Breathe to keep the spine elongating. Good. And then release. So now the hands are shoulder width. Bring that right knee in. Nice and neutral, and stretch the right leg straight. Good, 2 more breaths. Nice, see if you can keep it nice and high, last breath. Good, and release. All right, hands in prayer. Good, take a nice big full breath in here, and a full breath out. Good, inhale, arms are up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, a half lift. Exhale, plank pose. From your plank pose, take your right hand just a bit forward and pivot onto the pinky toe side of the right foot. Stack or stagger the feet, lift your hips. Just coming into just this really classic Vasisthasana, side plank. Keeping your hips lifting, lifting, lifting. Good, last breath. Exhale, left hand is down. Plank pose. We're going to take the left foot forward, shift your weight forward, lift the right leg up and open up here, half moon. Maybe right arm comes up. Now see if you can continue lengthening breastbone away from pubic bone. If you take Chapasana, bend your top knee and find what kind of like a mixture of a half bow meets like heel to buttocks. Good, so opening up through the whole right side. Good, last breath. Release. Square the hips. Good, from here, step your right leg back and step your left leg back, down dog. Good, side plank, left side, so shifting to plank. Take your left hand a little forward of where it was and pivot onto the left pinky toe. You can stack the way I am, you can stagger, you can drop your left knee. But I want you to continue lifting your hips. So when you press into your left hand, use that as a mechanism to lift your hips. You can do arm overhead, whatever feels good. If you could say something inside plank feels good. To me, this feels good. It's like my top half is like, woo, my bottom half is like working hard. I should say right side is happy, left side is challenged. Good. Down dog. Right foot forward between your hands, shift your weight, half moon. Now the left side's like, yeah, baby. You can do left arm up. I'm feeling so shaky, not shaky, but like unstable. I'm keeping my gaze down to be grounded. But if you feel very grounded, challenge yourself and send the gaze to the left. Do it nice and slowly. If you're taking Chapasana, go ahead and take it. Good. Last breath. Release. Square the hips. Step your left leg back. Now, we're in this low lunge. I want you to take a moment if you need. But take the left edge of your mat, double it up to drop your knee. Right foot forward. So here it's like, just think about shoulders, hips, knee. I'm even walking that right foot in a little bit more closer to me. Roll the shoulders open. And when you do, roll the shoulders open, press your tailbone down, and then ever so slightly forward. Hopefully that will bring a little bit more stretch to that left quad. And then left hand to left heel, right hand to hip for a moment. So it's heavy, the right hand is heavy. Right hand to right side chest to remind you to be neutral. Inhale, get long, pubic bone to navel to breastbone. If you want to stretch your right arm forward, reach the hips forward as well. I said forward, stretch your right arm back and reach your hips forward. Good, release. Be really neutral in your hips. And then find down dog. And see if you feel any different. Step your left foot forward in between your hands. Double up the right side of the mat, drop the knee. You do hands on thigh to come up. And think about shoulders, hips, knee. You can even slide that left foot in just a bit. You need a big inhale. And then as you take your next breath out, draw the low belly in. Think tailbone down, but then think like your tailbone's coming forward a little bit as you begin to hinge back. Hand to Achilles and heel. Left hand gives that left hip the suggestion of being more neutral. Left hand gives the left chest the suggestion of being neutral. Inhale, feel the skin stretch on the front of the abdomen. As you stretch the left arm behind, that's optional. And the momentum, it's almost as if like the hips lift and press forward for more stretch in the right quad. Good, return back to your starting point. Hands down, down dog. And we're coming to pigeon right side. Bring that right leg forward. Use your back foot to get the length that you need here. I like keeping my back toes tucked for a moment. It's a more active position. So I can lift the back leg. I don't know if you can see it. I'm lifting the back leg up and then letting the back leg drop and folding. Maybe bring the top of the foot to the floor here. Good, inhale, come on back up. Maybe come on your finger pads for a moment, tuck the back toes back under so you're on the ball of the foot. Find your down dog. You can come into a bent knee down dog if you'd like, especially after all that opening through the hip, it might feel good. Okay, pigeon left side. Tuck your back toes under for a moment to use the back leg to help get the hips where they need to be. When you are ready, come down. Maybe bring top of the back foot to the floor. Just note how quickly, as a skilled yogi with a dedicated practice, how quickly you can go from being in that more sympathetic nervous system where we're moving and active and engaged to the parasympathetic nervous system where we're really dipping into that rest and restore mode in the body. You feel that especially with the exhale. Good. And then inhale, come on back up to the palms. Maybe back to your finger pads if you like that. And then just shift your weight to the left. Bring the right leg around. And just find yourself in a seated position. And you can rock a little forward and backward, whatever you need to do. Maybe move the flesh away from the sit bones so you're grounded in a way that the spine is effortlessly tall. So most likely your hands are exactly the way they need to be, whether they're facing down for just a really nice way to ground you, or they're facing up to open you up to receive. The eyes closed. There is no task other than to allow yourself to be. I might suggest simply softening around the shoulders, maybe into the hips. These next few breaths, there is nothing expected of you. You can let it all go. You can simply envision the skin draping down over the bones, the muscles softening. Let your next exhale, let your next inhale just be slightly deeper so that we begin to bring a little bit of energy back. And breathe so that at the top of the inhale, the nostrils flare. On your next generous inhale, begin to blink the eyes open. Take the hands together. Create a little bit of heat. And keep breathing as you're doing so. Good. The hands an extension of the heart, the arms an extension of the lungs. Good. Just a few more times. Nice amount of heat. And let them rest on the body. Okay, bring the hands in prayer. Hare Om. Om Tat Sat. Om Shanti. Om Peace. Namaste, yogis. Have a beautiful day.